There is no word or tongues of men for this awesome episode of The Walking Dead. Last week, I watched the third episode of season 11 of The Walking Dead, titled Hunted, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts of this episode in this video. And again, major spoiler alerts. What happens in this episode of The Walking Dead? Well, carried on from the second episode, the Reapers are hunting down our main group of protagonists, and it all leads to a awesome fight scene in the beginning where they are being injured and nearly killed by these Reapers. Many of them die, but many of them survive, and now they're scattered around. Negan, Alden, Maggie, Daryl, Gabriel, and those two other surviving members of Maggie's group, they have survived. Daryl is not in this episode that much because he goes away, which is very hinting to his upcoming fourth episode focusing on him, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But basically, Negan, Alden, Maggie and Gabriel are like the main members that have survived while the others are there. While Gabriel is away trying to recover from his injury, Negan, Alden and Maggie are being trapped in this I think either a superstore. I don't really know what this building is, but Maggie's been chased down by Reapers, but they managed to kill them and all that, and there's a point where Negan saves Maggie from an exploding grenade, which is very heroic of him and noble. But basically, one of the main parts of this story focusing on those three is Alden's injury and how he's pretty much slowing the group down with his injury. So now Negan and Maggie have to help him and try to get to a safer spot. But while on the way, they come across the two surviving members of the group. I can't really remember what the name was, but last week when I talked about that big guy, I called him Skulosaurus. So I think I forgot his name. I'll put his real name down here, but let's just call him Skulosaurus for now. So basically, Skulosaurus is dying, and Maggie is telling him, you know what, what I am doing is wrong. I'm sorry I got you into this. And it's a very heartfelt scene done excellently by Lauren Cohen, because you start to see the remorse that Maggie is having after episodes of being the leader, as she realizes maybe what I'm doing is wrong and deciding whether or not it's the right thing. I mean, we've seen that many of times. I'm just saying. So Skulosaurus dies, and basically they're on the road again. Now, one of the main attractions of this episode is the interactions between Negan and Maggie. Now, we have seen those before in the past two episodes, but these episodes are about them really clashing with each other, with Negan saying how things can change and how he's changed and how things are becoming more better because of the incident that happened with the Whisperers, while Maggie on the other hand is still saying, no, I don't believe you. You may have everyone else fooled, but I can't buy the fact that you're a different man now, because I can only see the guy who murdered my husband. And everything that happened at Hilltop, that was your fault. You may have gone undercover to try to kill Alpha, but you destroyed everything that we built. This is because of you. Again, you can see Maggie's point of view, but you can mainly see Negan's point of view because we've seen his transformation, so we'd accept her in a heartbeat. But Maggie has been away, so she's not witnessed it, so she still thinks that he's up to no good, and that he's trying to fool everyone to think that he's good. And then we have a fight scene with them fighting against some walkers and all that. One of the last members of Maggie's crew that she's been with for 6 years dies in the fire, and Maggie goes to save her, but she says that Maggie has to save herself, and Negan her away to try to protect her from the zombies. Again, a very noble move for Negan. I do like how, even though Negan is aware that Maggie wants to kill him, he's still willing to save her life, because I feel like he's just learning of saving her life after he didn't save her life in the first episode. So it makes sense and all that. We get to them. They find a little church, and Alden is just at his lowest low because of his injury. He realizes that he can no longer go along with them. They need to go by themselves and leave Alden alone in the church. And it's a very heartfelt and sentimental moment where Maggie is just like torn. Should she keep bringing her good friend Alden along, or should she leave Alden here and help and let him carry on his mission alone, or he might die or something? So, with no other choice, Maggie and Negan leave Alden in the church. And he grabs a weapon, and now there's a bunch of walkers coming around, and he's ready to prepare for a fight or something. Now, we don't get to see what happens to him, so honestly, I don't know if he's still alive or not. I mean, there's a possible chance that he is still alive, because again, we didn't see it, so if he does come back, that would be pretty cool. But if they do bring him back only to reveal that he's become a walker, that would be pretty sad and all that. But honestly, I don't know if he's still alive or not. He might possibly be dead, but if he does come back, he is really good. But it's still sentimental because A, he's injured, and B, he has to fight for himself against walkers. So Maggie and Negan continue their way on the road. Now, this episode is spiced up with 3 other plots. One plot focuses on Gabriel, again, recovering from his injury, and coming across a Reaper, and then killing him, and all that. Another subplot is one of the most hopeful and genuine lifestyle parts of the episode. This subplot focuses on Carol, who is determined to find some horses that they lose so that they can help rebuild Alexandria. So she, Kelly, Magna, and Rosita go off to find some horses. Very heartfelt and kind of comfortable scenes where they're finding the horses and all that, because it kind of hints back to Season 2, because remember in Season 2, they were on Herschel's farm for most of the season, and there were horses and all that. The way that shot where the horses are running, all that, it really reminded me so much of Season 2. I like it when very, 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 like years later, there are episodes of The Walking Dead that give callbacks to earlier seasons, like the 3rd episode of Season 8 with the character of Morales, Rick's final episode where he has hallucinations of Shane, Herschel, and Sasha, and this episode giving a good hint back to Season 2. I do like it when Walking Dead episodes do that. Adds a bit of hopefulness to the episode, because even though they're in a bad situation, a zombie apocalypse situation, they can make the best of a good situation. But I think Magna would disagree, because Carol is giving Kelly a bit of hope, or as Magna calls it, false hope, because of what happened to their friend Connie, well, she didn't die, she escaped the caverns, but they think that she died in the mine after it exploded because of Carol setting off explosions to try to find Alpha. So, Magna is just telling Carol to stop giving hope, because there is none. And the last subplot I want to talk about actually focuses on the kids. I love seeing the kids back again, because they kind of been absent for a little bit, but I love seeing them back again. I mean, we see Judith, her brother RJ, or Rick Jr., Maggie's son Herschel, and Aaron's Gracie, I think it's Gracie. It could be someone else, but I think it's Gracie. They're basically just hanging out, playing games, and eating bugs that Herschel has teaching them about. Not much time is spent on this plot, but it is a good little subplot because we get to see the kids interacting with each other, and I want to see more of them. This episode, I think it's the best episode of Season 11 so far. I mean, of course we got more on the way, but this is the best episode so far because, well, more is going on in it. Alden is gone. We don't know if he's dead or alive. Negan and Maggie are still having some good conversations. The subplot with the horses and Carol and all that reminded me so much of Season 2. I love seeing Judith interacting with the other kids. I like Judith. She's excellent character and a great performance done by Kelly Flaming. I'll put her name in the description box below, but she's the girl who played young Rey in the sequel Star Wars trilogy. She's a fantastic character and I want to see more of her. And I love this episode and I highly recommend you check it out. So, what do you think of this episode of The Walking Dead? Do you love it? Do you hate it? And do you think that Alden is still alive or not? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, I know I haven't been doing that many reviews and all that, but the thing is, school has started back up. So yes, unfortunately, you do have to go back to school. You have to do a bit of work that may be difficult. You have to meet some very unlikable and douchebaggish kids and all that. So yeah, it is kind of a badge, but at the same time, there are some very good teachers at school, and I will admit, being back at school did kind of make me miss it a little bit in summer. So I will say I am glad to be back at school. But just like last year while I was at school, I will try to get some videos done. I am planning on making a very special review of a Marvel TV show. I won't say what it is, but I think you might know what it is. It's not one that recently came out, but it's one that went further back in time. Get it? That might give you a little hit. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, let's just end this video. I'm Daniel, review movies, TV shows, new videos. Till then, peace out, man.